Who protects dignity when the world expects silence? In a glittering New York restaurant ruled by mafia shadows, Naomi, a black mother in a worn apron, fights to keep her son safe as he innocently straightens scattered bills. A cruel manager mocks her, planting stolen jewels to frame her before wealthy diners. But just as shame threatens to crush her, the owner awakens. Could a child's quiet act of integrity shatter the power built on fear? The restaurant buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses, but in the private wine cellar, Sal Marino sat back in his leather chair, eyes closed, pretending to sleep. An open cash drawer glowed under dim light, bills stacked carelessly beside a tray of jewelry left by VIPs. Naomi pushed her cart inside, her son Jaden trailing with tiny pink gloves. The boy froze, eyes on the scattered bills. "Mom, it's messy," he whispered. His small hands moved instinctively, aligning edges, straightening stacks, tucking coins in rows, like homework turned ritual. Naomi's voice trembled. "Don't touch what's not ours." But Jaden pulled back, leaving everything neat, hands behind his back. From under heavy lids, Sal watched, his jaw tightening. Outside, a figure leaned in the doorway, Victor Rinaldi, the manager with mafia ties, eyes narrow, smirk sharp. "That's cute," he muttered, his words slicing the air. "But in this place, kids who touch money pay the price." Victor's voice cut through the cellar like a blade. "This isn't a daycare. You want your brat here, Naomi? He'll learn the cost." He kicked the cart so hard a bottle rolled across the floor, shattering in the corner. Naomi's shoulders stiffened, her hand gripping Jaden's. "We clean. That's all." Victor sneered, lowering his tone but not the venom. "You people never learn. A dime in your hand and you'll steal the safe." Jaden's eyes dropped, his fingers tightening in his gloves until the seam strained. The room suddenly felt airless, as if even the walls held their breath. Naomi bent to gather the glass, her silence louder than any protest. Sal, still feigning slumber, fought the urge to rise. The test had shifted. It wasn't about honesty anymore, it was about survival in a place ruled by fear. Upstairs, the clatter of plates and laughter masked the stifling cruelty below, but Naomi knew every second here could crush her son's spirit. And for Sal, watching unseen, each insult was a ledger entry he would not forget. Dinner service hit its peak, the chandeliers blazing over packed tables, when Victor made his move. In full view of diners, he yanked Naomi's cart toward the center aisle, his voice booming. "Ladies and gentlemen, looks like our cleaner here has sticky fingers." He plunged his hand into a bin, pulling out a velvet pouch. Inside, a diamond bracelet glimmered under the lights. Naomi's breath caught. "That's not mine," she cried, but Victor's smirk only widened. "Of course it isn't, until the cops arrive." Gasps rippled through the crowd, forks pausing midair. Jaden clung to his mother's leg, whispering, "Mom, don't let them." Naomi's chest tightened, humiliation choking her voice. "I've never stolen anything." Victor leaned close, words snapping like a whip. "Your job is to mop floors, not shine in the spotlight." The room hushed, all eyes locked on her collapse. And then, Sal rose from his chair in the cellar, the sound of it scraping stone echoing like thunder. The man who had pretended to sleep now stood wide awake, and the entire restaurant froze. The silence cracked when Sal stepped into the dining hall, his gaze cold, cutting straight through Victor. "That bracelet," Sal said evenly, "was planted." Victor forced a laugh. "You calling me a liar, boss? You think these people will take her word over mine?" But Sal didn't answer, he raised a hand. From behind the bar, Detective Avery Harris emerged, badge flashing under the chandelier. Diners gasped, phones lifted, recording. Victor's smirk faltered. "What the hell is this?" Avery's voice was steel. "It's a sting. We've been watching you for weeks." He turned to the crowd. "Every move, every word, on tape. Victor's face drained as Sal nodded to the hidden cameras tucked into wine racks and mirrors. Clips rolled on screens mounted by the bar, Victor slipping the bracelet into the cart, threatening Naomi, mocking her son. Murmurs swelled into outrage. Naomi held Jaden close, his little gloves trembling. For the first time, the power in the room shifted, not toward Victor's cruelty, but toward the truth that had just shattered his control. The NYPD moved in swiftly, handcuffing Victor as diners erupted in shocked whispers. He spat over his shoulder, "You'll regret this, Sal. The Rinaldi family doesn't forgive." Sal's reply was calm, final. "I'm done living under your shadow." He turned toward Naomi and Jaden, his tone softening. "You didn't just survive tonight. You reminded this house what honor looks like." Jaden tugged at his gloves, whispering, "I only made it neat." Sal crouched, eye to eye. "And sometimes, son, straightening small things is how we fix the big ones." The crowd, moments ago an audience to cruelty, now witnessed justice take root. Days later, headlines read, "Restaurant chain cuts mafia ties, launches scholarship for workers' children." Naomi received her promotion, and Jaden became the first name on a new scholarship fund. In the old wine cellar, the once open cash drawer was sealed shut. On its surface, Sal taped a child's drawing of stacked bills and a tiny heart, a reminder that integrity, when chosen, could silence even the loudest threats.